The soul of the lazy man desires and has nothing, but the soul of the diligent shall be made rich. Proverbs, verse 13, chapter 4. Fascinating when I read that. And I kept reading about laziness in the Bible. God does not like lazy.
John, God wasn't lazy. He made the world in 7 days.
He was efficient.
Very.
He was incredibly efficient. Wait, wasn't it 6 days?
6 days and then he rested.
Yeah. I think
in today's world, they rest for 6 days and then complain why they have to work.
Well, I have to work on the last day. What the heck is going on? Hello, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Uncovering Greatness podcast. As always, I am your host, Suli, and today I'm joined by Barry Mitchell, fresh off of High Rocks. How you feeling? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. I did a whole freaking High Rocks. Then I went and did Monday morning. I would go to the CrossFit Open 25.1, the first workout. Go do the first lunge after doing I don't know how many friggin' lunges in the High Rocks, and I tweaked my knee. I'm like, man, you idiot. But anyway, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good.
One thing you cannot be accused of is being lazy.
Hey, but you said it. God does not like lazy people. Oh, now someone's going to come back and say,
God loves
everybody.
You.
God loves
He loves you, but He does not like that you are lazy. Those are two different things, and I think people need to understand that.
You know, that reminds me, Nicole has a wonderful saying you used to say to the girls. She used to say to them, I love you, I need you to know that, but right now I do not like you and I do not like what you're doing.
Fair. I feel like that's how God feels every day with most people. It's just like, come on, man, what are you doing? Get off your ass.
And He's given us so much capacity. The capacity for the human being
bonkers
to deliver is insane, man.
Yeah, it's unparalleled.
I watched some of those elite athletes at High Rocks, and I'm like, you know, the ability that we have in terms of mind and body is absolutely mind-boggling. And I think when you look at the world, it's gone the other way, man.
Yeah, it's actually just getting wasted.
It wants everything. It doesn't want to do anything.
Yeah, I mean, you can get a summer body in a month. Just go for the surgery and get some rest.
Yeah.
Get your summer body. You don't have to do a High Rocks.
And then what?
I don't know. You're asking me. I've never done it. I don't even think I've considered doing it. I hate surgery. That sounds like
I don't think of anything worse, John.
Yeah, that must be so annoying.
Being a hose pipe up. Anyway, I wouldn't know.
No, that's crazy. You know, it's funny that we're talking about this because this morning I heard that it's also World Obesity Day.
Imagine that.
It's crazy how things collide. God just provides me with this content. He literally said, here it is, either you're going to use it or you're not.
So yesterday, you read God doesn't like lazy people.
Yeah.
And today you go, oh shit, it's World Obesity Day.
It's just, everything just collided.
But we have a rule. You can't talk about being fat unless you've been fat.
100%.
So we're okay.
Yeah. We have been there. Sometimes when you look at videos or pictures of yourself and you're like, how did that happen? Like, how this guy was eaten by that guy.
And you're down 10 kgs now.
10 kgs, yeah.
In 2 months.
2 months.
That's friggin' brilliant.
Yeah, it's been a slog.
Yeah, well, you've had me friggin' pounding you for.
Yeah, I think that's also the thing is like I've had to watch you just and I actually said it to you yesterday. I watched you lose that bit of fat around the stomach. I watched it reduce quite quickly, right? I feel like a month ago we were just talking about how much you had there, and then a month later it's dwindled down a little bit. Like, what was that down to?
Just well, I think it's like anything, and it goes back to your topic. Is I think, you know, being lazy. What is being lazy? And maybe that's a good place to start. Being lazy is sitting around not doing the things that you should be doing and justifying why you're not doing it. That's the way I look at it.
Okay.
And like being lazy is not taking a break. Being lazy is not, you know, sitting on the couch and catching the odd hour of Netflix. as long as you've delivered on what you promised you were going to deliver on.
Yeah.
And, you know, I beat myself up for a long time when I used to, especially when I started working for myself. And then I'd find myself at home on I'd go for like run events for 6 or 7 days and then get back from a trip, and I'd find myself taking an afternoon nap on a Wednesday afternoon, and I'd feel so guilty. It was like, dude, you can't do this, you can't be late. But the reality was I wasn't being lazy. I was actually recovering, and there's a very big difference. So for me, the take on lazy is if you've got things to do and you set about to do them to achieve your goals, get them done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Take a rest when you've got them done. You know, and that's why, you know, if you go back in the Bible, it says God made the world in 6 days, and on the seventh He rested.
Even God.
Okay, He wasn't lazy, but He rested.
Yeah.
And then started again. And so, but you know, so many times it comes up in the Bible around God favors. You know, you got to. It says you got to go out and you have to work for a living.
Yeah.
You have to work for a living.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't like.
Doesn't just come to you.
Arrive and say, give me my living. And so you have to work for a living. And you know, this proponent of anything that is worthwhile achieving is going to take some sacrifice and some sense of work.
Yeah.
And you know, in business, you want to make money, you've got to get out, get off your ass, you can't be lazy, and you've got to go into the field and call on people. You know, I was with a client yesterday, and they were asking me, how do we have young people who don't want to get out the office, and they have this view that selling is just, if we're in the office and, you know, people will come to us and we'll send them a price and it's all on. No, sales, technology's changed and the tools that we use have changed, but we still have to get off our ass and go call on people.
Yeah.
Why? Because people buy from people, and you build relationships with people in person.
Yeah.
That in person, you can connect with people online, I get that, but you build with them in person. I mean, you hear of these people that have this budding romance on Facebook or on Tinder or wherever they go, and then they meet in person and they're like, oh, cuck.
You can't even speak English.
You know what I mean?
100%.
And that just proves great. So you have this wonderful fantasy friggin' relationship, and it's going to be amazing, and then they sit together over a dinner and it's like, I don't like how this guy folds his napkin, I don't like how this guy eats, and it doesn't work out. Why? Because it shows it, and you have to do some work.
Yeah.
You have to get out there. So yeah, laziness, it's you know, there's that wonderful quote, and I have no idea who said it, it's anonymous, but I use it, it's in my latest book, I use it in all my sales training, and it's that saying, lazy salespeople have skinny children.
You know what the funny thing is? Whoever said that, I cannot find it. I have searched for that quote for years. It literally is anonymous.
I'd love to find the owner of that quote, but
it's like,
but it is a cracker, isn't it?
Because if you're not out there doing what you need to do, your children are going to starve.
Yes, you're not going to give them what they need.
Yeah.
And it's in anything in life. So you want to get fit, you've got to do the work. You want to make money, you've got to do the work. You want to build a business, you've got to do the work. You want to have a good relationship, you've got to do the work. You want to have a great marriage, you've got to do the work. I mean, you know, you've been married long enough now.
Yeah. Cool.
Friggin' laziness in marriage creates strife.
100%.
Yeah, but babe, you know, I've worked hard, I'm just lying on the couch for a while. You got dishes to do. Yeah, I'll do them tomorrow. Wait, that's friggin' great. That's great for a good relationship, isn't it?
Yeah, you're definitely gonna get something out of that.
And it's not that your spouse doesn't want you to rest, but there's shit that needs to be done. So get the shit
Rest
done.
when it's done.
Then rest.
Yeah.
But what do?
Rest
We choose
first.
rest. Oh yeah, I need a me.
Yeah,
and that rest goes for a whole day.
Yeah.
And then we complain why we don't get results.
Because I was resting.
Yeah, and then I'm still resting from resting. You know, and I find lazy people are tired.
Of course. It takes, I honestly feel like it takes a lot of work to be lazy.
Well, you teach yourself to be, I watch lazy people, they friggin' tired, they move slow, they take ages to do shit.
But you just drain yourself.
You know, and what's that saying? if you ever want to change your laziness, hang out with a busy person. You know, and I don't mean busy as in doing all the wrong stuff. A focused person who's doing the right stuff and gets stuff done.
Somebody who's deliberate about what
they're doing.
Yeah.
They know where they're going. They create results. Goodness me, you watch and you go, oh shit.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I do. I sometimes actually feel like that's how my wife is, because like she works on. I mean, yeah, we work on the odd weekends, but like most weekends she's probably working, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, I've probably got to do some work as well, right? Not because I want to, but I have to because I don't want to be lazy.
Because she influences
me too. Whereas I'm like, I could sit down and be like, no, I'm gonna enjoy my Saturday and I'm gonna relax. And yeah, what you're saying there is so spot on, because that influence, and like Nicole and I were speaking about it on yesterday's podcast, is like the environment is greater than my will.
Yeah.
Right? The environment pushes me to go, okay, cool, let me get some work done as well. Or if I'm not working, let me actually read a book that will benefit me.
Let me do something useful.
That'll
allow me to achieve the goals that I've set.
100%.
You know, and there it goes back. I think, Sully, too many people don't have real goals.
Yeah.
They have fantasies. They have ideas of what they want to have. They have unrealistic shit that's not written down.
I mean, you always speak about it at like a sales explosion, and you ask this question, and people are like, "Oh, I want to be a billionaire." And I'm like, it's not because of what you said, but I actually also, I've never had the desire to be a billionaire. Because I'm like, keeping that is going to be work, right? Keeping the billions is going to be hard work. But to get to a billion?
But people don't understand what it takes to get to a billion, Sully.
Yeah.
The level of dedication and discipline and focus and sacrifice. What people want is they want what the billion gives, or perceive the billion gives.
Yeah.
But they don't want to do it. It's like, you know, people. It's the same as people who go, yeah, I want to be, you know, I'm going to be this highly fit person. And you look at people that are highly fit. I mean, our personal trainer that comes to our Ultimate Greatness Experience, Kerry is unbelievable. But when you watch what Kerry does, her level of discipline, how many times she trains, how she studies exercise and nutrition, and it's what she lives. And when it comes to that, you know, you look at someone like that and you go, wow, you know, I'd love to have a physique like that. Not a woman's physique.
Yeah, but the tone.
Today's age. Anyway, no, I better not go there.
Yep. We're already in the grey area.
But if you get it, is I look at that and go, you know, but then you got to look and go, am I prepared to do what's required to be done to get there?
Yeah, I mean,
because you can get there, but are you prepared to do? And that's when laziness goes out the frigging window, Jim.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't at a UGE carries up at like 4 to go and do a run?
Yeah.
So she's training before.
Before she trains us.
And I'm like, that the idea of it is great, but I'm not going to do that. I'll just wait to do the training, and then I'll. Yeah. But you then, like exactly like you say, if I want that, if I genuinely truly want to be that fit, that's what I'm gonna have to do.
And you can't be, and you have to take laziness and kick it out the door.
Yeah.
So and I think when I look at today's world, we're in such an instant gratification environment that people think you can circumvent stuff and get it done quickly and take so many shortcuts that's what breeds laziness as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's that saying, there's no shortcut to success.
No, there's better ways to do it.
Yeah.
There's simpler ways to do things. There's more efficient ways to do things. But there's no shortcut.
No.
You've got to walk the journey. That's why, you know, people that, for example, and you see it in South Africa, people start a business that's not really, they register a business, they get a tender, they make some money. They don't really have a business. They have access to a tender and they have some money, because what you see is when that tender's gone,
what do you do?
They can't build a business anymore because they didn't really build a business. They didn't. That's why, you know, people go and they go and, like you say, go for an op to get all the fat pieces cut off.
Yeah.
But if they don't go on the journey of changing what they eat, well, what happens?
Just going back.
They become fat again. So you have to go through that. You've got to go through that journey in order to create those results. So no, it's in the Bible for a reason, Chuck. If you want to achieve something, you cannot be lazy. We're not designed to be lazy. We're not designed to sit around and do nothing. But the world is creating that. I don't know. What do they want? A universal salary where we'll just give people money for doing nothing.
Yeah, that's bonkers.
That's not how we're designed, man.
No, I mean,
we're designed to work.
To move, to do things.
We're designed to work. I mean, in the years gone by, we were hunters and gatherers.
Yeah, to do that.
Men were hunters, women were gatherers. That's what we did. They got up every day. They went out. They did their stuff.
Yeah.
They foraged for food. They planted stuff. They built their houses. They worked. Everyone worked
Consistently.
You know.
Yeah.
Buckminster Fuller says, you know, in Buckminster Fuller says we live on spaceship Earth. What's your job? What is your reason for being on Earth? Why are you here? What is this work that you have to do? Not are you just, how are you going to exist?
Yeah, and I think that's what most people are doing, right? They're just existing. You go to work, come back, go to work, come back. But you're not even actually doing work when you go to work.
I see it all, and then they're complaining why they're not earning enough, and then I'll work when someone pays me more, but they're not delivering on what they should be delivering.
And they can't. It's almost like people can't get that concept, right? Like, why would I pay you more money to do the exact same amount of work you're doing right now?
100%.
There's just no logic in that.
Well, you know, I mean, I read an article yesterday around a 4-day work week.
Oh, you also saw that. I saw it as well.
I'm like,
I saw it.
I'm not employing anyone on a 4-day work week. Why must I use my money to pay you for 5 days so you can work for 4 days?
Yeah.
No, you used to work for 5 days. Now, if that's what you're earning, I'll pay you for 4 days. What? But guess who the proponents of it are?
Who?
Well, all the people that don't build businesses.
Oh,
I guarantee you, it's employees, it's bureaucrats, it's politicians that get their money from people that go out and do stuff. Those are the people that want the 4-day work week.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at, like, I don't know if you also saw the article of Indivia, the Indivia employees, they got like a massive payout from investments. Indivia is a tech company, so they got massive payouts because the structure is that you can, as an employee, you get shares.
Yeah.
These guys work 7 days a week, 2 a.m. shifts, like from morning to 2 a.m. And, you know, obviously people were like, oh, it's so unfair that they have to work like that, blah, 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 blah. And my thinking would go, I actually feel like if you ask that person about their 7-day a week, 12 to 16 hour work days, and the money that they've now just received, the result they got, my brain would say to me, they are cool with what they're doing.
But not even that, Sudi. The personal satisfaction you get from going above and beyond and doing shit. That's what most people miss out on.
Game changer.
That personal satisfaction you get. You know, I know that whenever we've had big deadlines and we've had to, our best programs are always the ones, like our 5-day program where like the last one when we went to Namibia.
Yeah.
I mean, we worked for 9 days non-stop.
Straight.
And we ran that, we set up before, we traveled to Namibia, took all our stuff. I mean, yes, we were tired at the end, but for 9 days we grafted. We started the program, we were up at 5 in the morning. We went to bed at 11, 12 at night.
Yeah.
Every night.
Every night.
But what was our sense of...
honestly, this last UGE, I felt incredible afterwards.
Did we walk away from there with huge amounts of money? No, it was a profitable thing, but it didn't financially change any of our lives.
No.
But
it changed our lives fundamentally.
Because we worked.
Yeah, every single member of this team is playing at a different level since then.
We weren't lazy, were we? We friggin' worked.
We were. And I mean, it's crazy, but even when chaos was happening, internet is going down, the water's incredible, because Namibia in the summertime is, it's not a joke. I thought Mozambique was bad. Namibia is a damn desert. Like, and now there's no, we don't have cold water. We have normal tap water. No complaints. Just got it done. Did what we needed to do. Shifted through things. And you're actually 100% correct. It was the sense of satisfaction afterwards, actually even during, was incredible. And also the ability to meet such amazing people was game changing. And people miss that.
Go back to COVID.
Yeah.
The first 6 months of COVID, when we were learning how to go online and do online events, we worked.
Ooh.
I mean, I think I spent 10 hours a day in my garage.
Easily.
And you were on the other side. You were on the other side
just
of the camera at your place.
Yeah.
And we were shooting videos, and you were editing videos, and we were running events. We worked friggin' hard.
Yeah.
But when I look back, I go, yeah, I mean, did that financially change our lives? No, we survived. And we did what we had to do to get through it, to survive. But man, what we learned in terms of technology and IT and videoing and just doing stuff that we'd never done before.
Yeah.
What a sense of achievement.
I remember you and I would meet at like 8, 9 in the evening discussing the day and going, okay, what can we do better tomorrow? How can we get better at this? Wake up, meeting at 7 in the morning. Cool. This is what we need to. This is what we need today. Let's go. And it was never a feeling of. And maybe it's just, I look at other people and I go, when you look at people and they speak about their jobs, it's always like this. Oh yeah, it's alright, it's okay. Whereas for me, I'm in a space where
isn't it that sense of, yeah, it's okay. I mean, you said, I think on your podcast last week, 85% of people hate their jobs.
Yeah.
Goodness, and you know, I often ask, why do you hate your job? If you hate your job, go somewhere else. I have to be here. No, you don't have to friggin' be here. And what happens? That breeds laziness, and it breeds discontent and all that sort of stuff, and then it breeds a lack of responsibility and blame for everybody else. I mean, we worked damn friggin' hard. We definitely weren't lazy.
No.
And should we learn? We made lots of mistakes and we learned lots of great things.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not. You know, the funny thing is like I'm not gonna also sit here and say I'm not. I've never. As long as I've been here, there hasn't been times when I've been lazy. There has been a shit ton of times when I've been lazy.
You and I can master friggin'. We could write a book on laziness. But that's why we can talk about it.
Yeah, because we've been there.
Because I understand what a friggin' huge enemy laziness is to me.
Incredible
it's an
enemy. Incredible enemy. And it's so easy to fall into that thing of, I need rest. Rest. I remember.
Life's hard.
When did we do that big cash flow game? Yeah, year before last.
Last year. Last year,
already. That's crazy. So much has happened.
Last year.
Last year was a bad year.
Yeah, that was really crazy.
We did a lot of.
I mean, we put, how many people did we end up having? 300. Just over 300 people.
Over 300.
Just over 300 people playing a cash flow game one morning, and we put that together in 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And we worked hard.
They were.
That was friggin' hard, man.
Incredibly hard. Yeah.
6 weeks between 5 of us.
Between a team of 5. Big event, big venue,
and that was
making things happen. Lots of moving parts.
Lots of sense of achievement.
Massive sense of achievement. And I remember Nicole saying, you know, after events like that, you know, you guys must take a break and like it's okay to like take a day or 2. And I was like, yeah, that sounds good. But I know myself. If I take those 2 days, it's gonna be a mission to come back.
2 weeks.
My phone is going to be off and you're not going to see me.
So we got some witness protection program.
But you can't reach me anywhere.
I think this topic is so key, Sully, is in business, in work, in life, laziness is an enemy, man. And getting the difference between resting and being lazy.
Yeah.
They're 2 different things. And, you know, for me, sometimes it's, what are the things that you know that you should be doing, that you need to be doing, that you should be doing right now, that you're hiding away from?
Yeah.
And that's where that laziness comes in. And it's that. And yeah, I mean, this is a very deep topic, and we could talk about laziness and go deep into depth around the psychology of laziness and all the things that come up and why people become lazy. And you know, there's the things of lack of purpose. When people have no purpose, laziness can kick in because there's no reason to get up and do stuff.
But wait, the purpose does not have to be something astronomical, right? Can it not be? It can be something simple as the purpose is I need to eat today.
Yeah. So I think, you know, for me, what I've observed, people with that create bigger purposes operate at a higher level. Now. A purpose doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to change the world. You know, your purpose could be your purpose could be getting out of debt.
Yeah.
You know, I'm in
Great
debt.
one. Ooh, that's good.
My purpose for the next 12 months is to do whatever it takes to get out of debt and be serious about that. Not talk about it and it would be nice to be out of debt and one day when I'm out of debt, but actually sit down, go through the process of developing a plan, developing a strategy, getting the actions and then delivering on those actions and then seeing the journey through. That creates a sense of purpose. What that does is that breeds purpose for the next thing. You know, it's like Michaela said to me, you know, last year in December, Dad, do you want to do a high rocks with me? I was like, yeah, that'll be cool. You know, I'm fairly fit. I train pretty much every day of my life. I generally watch what I eat pretty well. I wanted to start running again, so it was like high rocks is a pretty running intensive workout, and I was like, yeah, I'll do it. But there was a bigger reason why I wanted to do it, because I wanted to do it because I also wanted to give her something to focus on.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, well, if I do it with her, that gives me a little bit of purpose, and it'll give her some purpose, and the two of us will hold each other accountable, and we have something to go for. And so we did this high rocks event, friggin' amazing event. For me, it was a tough level of physical endurance. Really loved it, loved pushing myself to the limit. And so now I come out and I go, okay, well, I really enjoyed that, what's next? Now I'm thinking of, well, we did that as a team, well, the next one I want to do as an individual. So
Push yourself a little.
what I think, what I've observed in my life and what I've observed in the people around me and my clients over the years is that when you focus on goals and when you focus on achieving certain things that you've never done before and you push through to get there, what it does, it allows you to push yourself to a higher level and a higher level and a higher level. And that's why purpose is so key. But I go back to, you know, people are, oh, I want to be a billionaire. No, for most people, it's not, I'm committed to be a billionaire, I am focused on being a billionaire. That would be a nice thing.
Yeah.
You know, I want to make lots of money. For most people, that will be a nice thing. No, if you want to make lots of money, understand what it takes to make lots of money. Yeah, one day, you know, I'm going to have a big business. Understand what it takes to build a big business.
Yeah.
And then do whatever it takes
To do that.
hopefully legally, ethically, and morally to get that done. You know?
Yeah, I mean, because
that is an antidote for laziness.
oh, definitely. I mean, you currently reading Stephen Bartlett's Diary of a CEO. I'm like heavily into the podcast, and I'm sort of like rewatching the Mr. Beast one. And what he says is everybody wants to make the videos that I make, but nobody wants to put in the work that it takes to make these videos.
Yeah. So you look at Mr. Beast. I mean, have you watched the Beast Games?
I haven't watched it yet. I've heard a lot about it.
I started watching the Beast Games the other day.
I mean, what a freaking concept from a 27-year-old guy.
Yes, but it's taken him 11 years to get there. So
Yeah.
he didn't just
Wasn't just the thought.
Oh, you know, Beast Games. What's an idea? I'm going to borrow. I think it cost him something like 60 million, something like that. I mean, he's built a beast city where everyone stays in. But how's he done it? Because he started with some little videos and started making a couple of $100 a month. He didn't start on millions. He started making a couple of $100 a month. But what people don't see is he was not lazy, and his work ethic was friggin' unbelievable. And he says, I travel to places nobody else will travel. I go to places nobody else will go. I do things that nobody else will do. And I'm prepared to make the mistakes that nobody else will make. And I'm prepared to fail at the things that I think may work. And I'm prepared to fail and fail. People don't see the failures, and they don't see the heartache, and they don't see all the stuff where he got let down. What they see is this, oh, look at Mr. Beast, made millions. He's a YouTuber. So what do they think? Oh, I'm pretty smart. I have a camera. I can shoot some nice shit. And people, you know...
That's it. It's the furthest thing from what you actually.
I mean, if you look at it, the opposite concept of that is the what's her name, the Hawk Tour girl.
Yes.
You know,
Haley Welch, I think.
I mean, by accident she went to amazing fame, and then where's she gone?
Disappeared.
Because that work ethic
wasn't there.
of now from going to world fame. Wow, that's amazing. Now, can you adopt a work ethic that's going to hold you in that space and now add value to the world?
Yeah.
So people miss that. So in this world of instant gratification, that's, oh no, you know, if I go viral, then suddenly I'm going to make millions. No, you're not. You're going to go viral.
Yeah.
And then 3 days later, they've forgotten about you.
Yeah, the thing is, you might make some money from the platforms, but you're not going to make millions, number one.
You're not going to be a Mr. Beast.
No, and you're
unless
not
you do what Mr. Beast does.
100%. He is that's the reason as to why he is the biggest YouTuber on the planet, right? Because he's willing to do things that other people simply will not do. Or it's not even, and that's the thing, it's not that you can't do it, it's you won't do it, right? He's also somebody who doesn't come from money. He speaks about his mother going bankrupt, like I think twice or something like that. He's had to do this from the ground up.
He didn't have to.
He didn't have to.
He did.
Chose to.
He chose to do it.
Yeah, he made a choice.
And that's what people don't see. And he wasn't lazy.
No.
What they see now is him flying in his jet and doing all that. So that's what people want.
Yeah,
but they don't see what it took to get there.
So it's so funny, they've been trying to rip him because somebody took a picture of him flying economy from somewhere to somewhere. And they were like, oh, Mr. Beast, you're a billionaire, but you're flying economy. And he was like, it's a 2-hour flight. Why would I pay all that money to do business class or first class when it's 2 hours? And guess what? I get to interact with people who like me. Normal people who watch my videos.
100%.
If I'm sitting in business class, I don't get to interact with anybody. And actually, I don't even like these rich people. I like normal people like me. I'm a normal person, and that's what I want to be. But you guys want me to be this, right? And then it was also the thing of the Beast Games. I don't know, what was the prize money? I think like...
I know, it's $5 million.
$5 million.
But there's money that gets given all the way through.
Continuously, yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's obviously the winner got 5 million, but then tax, I think he got 3 million or 2 million or something like that. And they were like, oh, he only got 3 million. What, like Mr. B said he will get 5 though. And Mr. B said only 3 million.
Yeah.
Oh, like really? Can you not? And that was my thing.
And do you even understand 3 million? But that's the problem, Sully, is because people have no association to what 3 million actually is.
To somebody who never had it.
They have no association.
Yeah.
And the average person doesn't have an association.
No.
What they see is this glorified lifestyle of millions.
So it's not a lifestyle.
And it goes back to that. You can't create that stuff if you're lazy. There's not you know, I don't know, the Arnold Classic's just been on.
Yeah.
And I was watching some of those bodybuilders.
Oof.
You cannot be lazy to build a body like that.
Oh.
You know, I was watching the Olympic weightlifting. You cannot be lazy. The amount of practice and stretching and form and the training that you have to get. Last year was Olympics. You cannot be lazy to go to the Olympics.
No.
You know, but the average person, 95% of the world are sitting around. Yes, working, and I'm not detracting this. People that work hard every day, they go to work, they work hard every day, but they're not working hard to achieve their dreams, goals, and desires. They're working hard because they're working hard, hoping that's going to change. So it's not about just working hard. It's about setting dreams, goals, and desires, and then figuring out what needs to be done to get there, and then working hard at doing that to get there.
Yeah.
And then achieving it. You know, how do you find that? Well, guess what? There's been many people that have done it before you, so go do what they do. I mean, how did I get into training? I stood on a stage 19 years ago with Blair Singer. He changed my life. I said, I want to learn to do what this guy does. And that's what I did.
Yeah, he was doing it.
And I bought a franchise. I started learning from Blair. He became my mentor. When he said, watch this video and copy me, it's exactly what I did. And I practiced and practiced and practiced and practiced and practiced and practiced. And I followed a system. And 18, 19 years later, I've trained all over the world. I've trained on stages with people like Robert Kiyosaki, Blair Singer. I spent a lot of time training in Africa. I have an extensive client base. I'm unbelievably blessed in what I've been able to achieve. But it's taken 19 years.
You were not lazy.
And I have not been late. My work ethic has been huge. Could I have worked more efficiently? Could I have done things? Of course I could have, but I've learned that in a different way.
100%. So that's really the fascinating part of the journey, right? The 19-year, 20-year journey is what have you learned along the way to now go, okay, cool. So 5 years ago I would have done this. whereas now I'm being more efficient, right? And even in terms of like let's talk about it from like a speaking engagement. It's not really something you like to do, but you're a keynote speaker.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, your keynote pricing, for example, went from 5 to 20, as an example. It's not because of luck. Most people will think, oh, you got lucky, or this. It's the lack of laziness, understanding that laziness is the enemy. So I can't go from here. So you wanted to earn more, the way most employees want to do, right? I want to earn more.
Well, I have to leverage my time.
There you go.
So when I'm doing a seminar for 2 days, I'm doing a seminar for 2 days. If I can earn 100,000 off that seminar for 2 days, or I can earn 300,000 off that seminar for 2 days, it's the same 2 days.
Yeah.
So you have to but you have to earn the ability to be able to do that, and that comes from work. It doesn't come from, oh, I learned to do what Blair does, so I can command the same price. No, I have to. Blair has 30 years experience. I had to accumulate that experience over time, and then transition that experience into value.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
100%.
And so as you walk that journey, what we'll achieve in the next 5 years will be 3 or 4 times on what I've achieved in the last 18 years.
So you're shortening the time.
Well, 100%, because my knowledge is so much greater, my capacity is so much greater, my team's capacity. What you can do now in a week took you a month to do 6 years ago.
Easy.
That doesn't make sense.
100%.
The things that you got stuck with and that bothered you and that made you lazy because they frustrated you and that irritated you and you pulled out of the game, those things you just do now because that's what you do, and you don't worry about them and you do them efficiently.
Yeah.
Does it make sense?
Yeah, it's the same as you serving me. So like if I'm trying to do something and I'm like, wait, I'm getting frustrated, this, that, and the other. Before, yes, exactly like you're saying, I would quit, pull out, I'm not doing that anymore. Whereas now I'm going, wait, is this serving what I need to be actually doing? Or is this just a distraction? And I feel like that's something I've learned in terms of from a laziness perspective as well. Distractions are a form of laziness.
Well, distractions, are they a form of laziness, or do you utilize distractions to feed your laziness?
Yeah.
So I get distracted, so I pull out, so I get confused, so I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing, so it's easy to actually just take a chill, because I'm not sure of where I'm going, I'm distracted, so that will create a form of laziness.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
100%.
So, we published my latest book in March.
Yes.
Okay, that essentially took me 3.5 months to write. Once I made the commitment to do it, and in that time I ran 20 seminars, traveled 10 times. It wasn't as though all I did was write.
Yeah, you didn't lock yourself in a room and write.
So and what does that come from? That comes from the experience of writing my first 2 books. That comes from the experience of getting better, getting more efficient, learning. So as you combat laziness, you become more and more efficient.
Yeah.
So what I've actually learned is that as you combat laziness, you become more and more efficient. You can actually take more times to be lazy. Well, the reality is if Jeff Bezos wants to take 2 months off to go sit on a yacht and do nothing because that's what he feels like doing, many people would call that laziness. Well, he's earned that because he doesn't have to do what he used to have to do to get that lifestyle.
I've created
it to be able to do it. You know, so I can remember in the network marketing business, there was a guy that often used to stand up and he would say, the reason I work so hard in this business is that I'm lazy. I am inherently lazy, and I've realized that this network marketing vehicle will give me the ability, once I've built it, to be lazy. And I can do whatever I want, but I have to do this. So I'm not going to allow my laziness to stop me from doing this. But when I've built this, I can be me. I can play golf when I feel like it. I can sit on my couch when I feel like it, because I'll have the income coming in. There was a guy called Justin Stern, and
is gone.
And if you think about it, that's so. If I want to do whatever and that goes back to I want to be a billionaire. No, you want to have that.
Yeah. You don't want to do that.
You better do what's needed to be done to build that in order to have that. And people miss that journey, and love it. Yeah, God doesn't like lazy people. He wants people to work. You look at all of the people in the Bible that they
Whoa.
chose. They worked.
Goodness.
They worked.
Yeah, God never chose one
He
lazy
chose
person.
fishermen. They worked hard, those guys.
He didn't
They
choose
worked.
one lazy person. Yeah, they may have complained and bitched and moaned and like.
Jesus
what's
chose
they were-
fishermen.
That is so
Tax collectors. You know, he was a carpenter. They worked.
Yeah.
You know?
That is a fact. That is so funny. He said that.
Sure.
I didn't actually think about it. Like,
You know, he didn't walk down the road and go, hey, you guys have got nothing to do, so come.
because I know you're not gonna help me get on my mission.
No, because those people sitting around waiting for
for
someone to
something.
give them something would have gone, chum, yeah,
Give it to me
I
first.
tell you what, you give me bread and fish first before I go collect the bread and fish, John.
It's like,
You want me to do what? You want me to get up off and go fetch bread and fish from these oaks? Come, and they can bring it here.
why are they so far? Like, just make this thing simple for everybody.
So he chose workers, John.
He
Those
did.
people worked. They worked with their hands, they worked hard, they threw nets, they pull in, those guys worked hard.
Yeah.
You think about it like that.
Yeah.
I'm sure there were many people sitting around waiting for something to do.
Oh, they must have
He
been.
could have gone, hey, anyone want to walk with me?
More than likely, they said no.
He went and
It's
chose.
very clear.
He chose people. So you got to work, but the thing about work is work at what you're meant to be working at to achieve the purpose you want. You know, those of you that own your own business, work. Okay, but don't work at busyness. Work at the things you need to be done. You know, I've spent way too much time with business owners that say, Barry, I need to make more money. Get out and sell. Yeah, well, you know, I'll do Facebook and I'll do that. No, get out and friggin' sell. You need 20 new customers. In the next 2 weeks, go knock on 100 friggin' doors, go set up 100 appointments, and in the next couple of months you will find 20 customers, you'll change your business around. It takes friggin' work, but it takes the right work. Stop sitting on your ass, being busy, doing the wrong work. Again, stop doing the wrong work. Because it justifies why you're doing what you're doing.
You know, something that I've also thought about from a, you know, because my speciality is social media. The beauty is that you can have all your apps on your phone. You don't have to have it on your laptop. So if you run an ad, people will respond to the ad. You can still get out on the streets
100%.
and make calls. And if people respond, you can respond to them on your phone.
Don't you think social media has created laziness?
Yes,
It fuels
1000%
laziness.
has. It fuels it
You
because
know.
it's exactly like you've always said. It's like people sit, so I'm going to run this ad and I'm going to wait because now people are going to come to me.
And then I'm going to do more designs.
Firstly, it takes about 45 minutes for Facebook to approve your ad. So you have 45 minutes to actually go out there and make some calls.
Yeah, because laziness doesn't necessarily mean not doing stuff. It means getting stuck doing the wrong stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's more comfortable to do that
It's
stuff
easier.
than it is to do the hard stuff.
Yeah.
You know, being disciplined is the enemy of laziness.
Yeah.
Being disciplined, accountable, and responsible. You know, so yeah, I suppose to finish this off, Sully, for me it's simple. Set a goal, uncover an action plan with clear actions that you need to do, and be disciplined enough to do those when they need to be done and how they need to be done. And hold yourself to account and be responsible for when you do them and don't do them. And then, when you've delivered on certain parts of that plan, give yourself permission to rest. Give yourself permission to be lazy for a period of time with a very clear intent of when you're going to start again. And go out and do it. Stop being lazy at work and waiting for people to give you shit. Stop being lazy in your business and waiting for people to do stuff that you should be doing. Laziness. Lazy salespeople have skinny children.
We'll see you guys next week. Thank you for joining us on the Uncovering Greatness podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Be awesome.
Bye.
Stay blessed.